Here's what happened in a very wet and muddy rain-hit Portuguese Grand Prix at Agada, round 5 of the FIA Motocross World Championship. In the MX2 Ram qualifying race, none of the riders went out on their sighting laps, something that would have consequences on the opening lap for some of the main championship rivals. Lucas Koenen led the way down the first hill from Rick Elzinga, Håkan Osterhagen, who got past Sasha Koenen, but he would collide at the top of the next hill with his teammate Liam Everts. The race leader then fell here on the upslope of the next jump, and his teammate, Kai de Wolf, and championship leader, almost went out the front door. He ran off the side of the track, and as he re-emerged behind Everts, guess what? He connected with Thibaut Beneston. Those two went down and would have to come through the pack. Remember, points on the line in the Ram qualifying races. In second, Håkan Osterhagen on the JM Honda made a mistake. That allowed Liam Everts to move through and chase down the race leader. Lucas Koenen fell again, lost a couple positions, picked himself up and started to go about business. Lap 3 though, changed for the lead. Rick Elzinga on the Monster Energy Yamaha. Inside, outside, Everts did the opposite. He took the lead on his Red Bull KTM, and from there, no one saw which way he went. Lucas Koenen made a mistake. That allowed Simon Langenfelder to move through. Langenfelder would come home in 4th when the checkered flag fell. Iago Martinez having a great ride, and as Kai de Wolf closed in on him, he was up into 9th place. De Wolf fell. He lost a couple of positions. One of those two, Thibaut Beneston. Martinez then had his own issues. Beneston went through, then ran off track. That allowed the Spaniard and Adamo, who Beneston had already found his way past, they went through. Beneston thought he'd crack the nut here, but guess what? Adamo came back, put him to the outside. This was for 8th and 9th place. A mistake for Andrea Adamo. Beneston got through, and on the final lap he also found his way past Iago Martinez for 8th place. Martinez came home in 9th. This was the pass here into the next left-hander. But then, on the final lap, De Wolf managed to get into 10th at the expense of Adamo, who goes to line 11th, but a first ever Ram qualifying win in MX2 for Liam Everts on the Red Bull KTM. Elzinga crossing the line 2nd, Håkan Osterhagen 3rd, then we had Langenfelder, Lucas Koenen, Jens Wolfort, Quentin Prunier and Thibaut Beneston. And that means the championship now at the top between De Wolf and Langenfelder is now down to 20 points. Lucas Koenen is up to 3rd, Everts up to 6th. Slightly better conditions in the MXGP Ram qualifying race, but the start was still crucial. Jorge Prado got to the inside first. Tim Geiser, who was one of 4 riders who went on the sighting lap. The other 3 were Prado, Herlings and Fevre. It was Prado who grabbed the advantage heading down the first hill. Herlings quickly into 2nd as he snuck by Tim Geiser. Fevre there a few positions further back, but watch what happens here. Next uphill, Prado gets ran wide, and as he does so, Geiser goes from 3rd to 1st in a twofer, passing Herlings and Prado in the process, who then ran into issues. He was quickly shuffled back to 4th and then 5th. And at the end of the lap, he signalled to his pit crew that he was having goggle issues. But guess what? The next lap, he went straight past the goggle lane and never came in for goggles the entire race. Paul Jonas, who was having a good ride until he fell from 4th place down to 8th. He'd eventually come back to 5th. Prado, one of the riders that took advantage of that. And then as Prado was sorting himself out, as Jonas was sorting himself out, Bonacorsi just ran into the side of him. He would eventually come home in 12th. Again, indecisive for Prado. Thought about coming in for goggles, couldn't get across. He lost a position to Jonas, who went on to finish 5th. Koldenhoff tipped over, came home in 6th place. Seewer a lap down, balked his teammate Roman Fevre. Fevre would come home 3rd ahead of Verlandren and Jonas. Final lap, Jeffrey Herlings putting in a charge for the last 2, but couldn't do anything about Geiser, who went on to take his 2nd Ram qualifying race win of the season, adding that win to the one he won in Argentina at the opening round. So Geiser wins it then, goes to the line on pole position from Herlings, Fevre, Verlandren, Jonas, Koldenhoff, Prado and Osland. And as a result of that, of course, points on the line. Prado now 7 points clear of Tim Geiser. It was 13 at the start of the day. Fevre, Herlings, Jonas ran out the top 5.